Hello everyone, Bean here. So, I'm going to make yet a third and better video of how I make my nunchucku from the Bruce Lee movies. So, let me start with the first pair that I made. Where are they? Here. Okay. Nope. Here. Yeah. And then again, near the end, I'll go in the garage and I'll show you the materials and how I do it. I might even pull the vehicles out and do a little demonstration. I don't know. We'll see. So this is the very first pair that I made. I got wooden dowels from Home Depot. It's like five foot, five something, for like $12. And I just measured it 12 inches. And I started with small drill bit up to the very largest drill bit where the chain actually fits in it. Then I drilled a hole going through it. And I just put the chain in the hole, and then I put screws in both sides to make sure it doesn't come out. Much like the way George Lee used to make them for Bruce Lee, with a nut and bolt through it. So I just used screws going through both sides. And then this first pair, I used the spray-on rubber, the Flex Trim, and I didn't like it. I spray painted them black to give them a shine. I still didn't like it, so I wound up dipping these in rubber. So this was my first pair that I made, and these are to resemble the Way of the Dragon nunchucku. Then from there, I wanted to make a pair much like what he used in Fist of Fury, Chinese Connection, which looked like it was wrapped with electrical tape. So again, I use these clip swivels, and again, I had to drill a hole dead center and then go bigger. If you just try to go in one time with a big bit, you never get a dead center. It's always offset, and I could probably show you one in the garage that's like that. And then because I use this kind of swivel thing, I put a black washer, metal washer, on there, painted it black, glued it down, and then I put my my clip through it. Again, drilled a hole through the hole of the clip, and then I put another screw through the other side, just like a retention to hold it from rocking back and forth. I again, if I show you, I used rubber balls I got from Amazon. It was like a pack of 12 for $6 or something. I cut them in half. I glued them to the end, and then I dipped these in the rubber. So this is just the electrical tape around it. Then I wanted a pair much like what he used in Fist of Fury, Chinese Connection, fighting the samurai guy. And with this, you could see the texture right here. I used rubber tape. I got 2 rolls from Amazon. I think it was $10. What I did was I wrapped it. First of all, I used a smaller dowel, wooden dowel on this one here. Drilled it, the hole bigger. Put the chain through it yet again. Put a screw through it, and then I glued the rubber ball end to it, and then I wrapped it with the rubber tape. Wrapped it once and then came back down twice, dipped it, then I wrapped it again, leaving, because it doesn't look like it's perfect on his. It even looked a little bit sloppier up here, like as if it was coming apart. Wrapped it again just once, and then I spray painted them black because I didn't want the rubber to absorb the rubber tape to absorb the rubber that I'm dipping it in. Then I dipped this several times, and yes, I dipped it a couple of times just up to here, and then I dipped the whole thing. So that's how I made these. Trying to keep it in order. This is my Way of the Dragon nunchucku that I made with the ball end on it. I glued the rubber ball end on it, and I dipped these several times in the rubber coating. And again, I just drilled a hole, put the chain in, put a screw through it, and these are my replica Way of the Dragon nunchucku. Then I started getting on the kick of making the Enter the Dragon. And again, so what I did was I glued the rubber ball end on the fatted dowel, and on these two pairs, what I did was I put the eye hook. I screwed the eye hook in halfway, unscrewed it, put glue in the hole, screwed it in all the way, and then I waited to get the jack chain and the clips. The jack chain I got from Home Depot. The aluminum like wire to wrap it around the end there I got from Amazon, and then the clips I got from Granger and Zorro. So Granger, I paid $7.95 for 4 packs of 10. I thought I was buying them singular clips. Should I say single clips? And then I ordered them from Zorro, and I paid $5 for shipping. And again, I thought I was ordering 4 clips, and I ordered 4 packs of 10. And what I didn't find that out on my own. The credit goes to James O'Connor. He's the one that really makes these. And again, I left them over there. I'll grab them in a second. And he makes the Way of the Dragon, Enter the Dragon, and Game of Death nunchuckus that are like identical replicas of what Bruce Lee used in his movies. So you can see I've got the jack chain, I've got the wire wrapped around it, and I've got the clips on it, which, I'm surprised he even saw that. The only time I actually can see that is when I take pictures of the video from YouTube, freeze frame it, and then blow it up, and then you can actually see it's got these clips on it, these snap clips with 9 links in between. So that's that pair. This is my other pair. Same thing, same way. I just made 2 pairs of the same thing with the eye hooks glued in, the jack chain, the wire wrapped around the jack chain, and then the snap clips with 9 links. Again, wooden dowel, rubber ball end, and dipped several times in the rubber. I think I picked these up. These are my padded Enter the Dragon. Now, this pair, from what I remember, I have to grab them. From what I remember, this pair has the wooden dowel, I think. A thin wooden dowel. And that or PVC, I don't remember. Because I did 2 pairs, and I obviously don't have x-ray vision, so I can't see through it. But I did 1 pair with a thin wooden dowel, and then I did another pair with the PVC. And again, what I did with that is, I believe this is the wooden dowel. Yeah, I'm seeing it on top. And I put the eye hook in here, and then, no, I got it. I remembered finally. Sorry about that. This is the PVC. So what I did was I took I got the eye hook with the nut that goes on the bottom, and I took a PVC cap. I'll show you in the garage. I threaded it through. I drilled a hole and threaded it through, and then I put glue on the bottom of it, and then I put the nut, tightened it with a pair of needle nose pliers, and I let that glue harden so that the nut will never come apart. And then I glued this with PVC glue to the pipe. Then what I did was I wrapped a small end of foam. I used the shipping plate, where you move, you get shipping foam. You could put plates in between so they don't break. I think it was 2 inches I wrapped around here, and then I measured it and I had it cut on an angle so when it actually comes to the complete end of the foam, it lines up. Then what I did, it gives you that contoured kind of thing. Then what I did was I used duct tape, Gorilla duct tape. You could see the seam right there. And I covered it 3 times, 2 times, and then I had like a little V shape. I don't remember which way, just to put another piece on. And then I folded the ends, folded them over, used electrical tape, wrapped the piece around, and then I dipped these. So these are the PVC, and I dipped these in the rubber several times. And again, I'll show you how I do that. Now, I made a Game of Death pair the same way. Again, this is with the PVC. It's a little bit bigger than this one, I believe. Yes. And I put the cord through. I tied a knot. I put a Ziploc tie before the knot, on the knot, and after the knot. And then I put glue on the knot so it doesn't come apart. Then I had that on from end to end. Then I glued the cap onto the PVC tube, and then I put, you can see I put the set screws in it, here and here, on both sides, so this doesn't come off. Then I wrap this in the same way, the foam plates that you use for shipping, folded the ends over, and these aren't contoured as much, it's just fat, almost like the pair he used. And then dip these several times in the rubber, and again, because of the foam, I spray painted it first because it would absorb a lot of the rubber. So I spray painted it, and I just dipped it several times, and then once I was done, I put the, I painted them yellow on here. Then I wanted a wooden pair that I could use because I don't trust the cords, and I don't like the way the cord feels as I'm swinging it. I don't feel like I've got full power over the baton. So I did the same thing here. I drilled a hole, put the chain through. You could see the 2 set screws right there that went through. And then I dipped these several times, and I didn't put ball ends on them. And then I spray painted them yellow. I just put electrical tape, I cut it in half, I wrapped it, spray painted it in yellow, and then when I was done, I removed the tape. So that's these. I've got 2 more pairs to show you. So bear with me. All right, I'm back. So, and I wore my Bruce Lee shirt just for this video. This is my favorite pair that I made, that I use almost every day. So what I did with this is, yes, I'm trying to remember exactly how I did this one. Okay, so I took the skinny wooden dowel and drilled a wide hole, put the chain in, put a screw through it. Then what I did was I used the foam for the shipping of the plates. I used the Gorilla duct tape that you could see the seam. I folded the ends over. You could see where I put a layer of black electrical tape. That's why it's a little contoured right there. And I didn't contour these where it's fat to skinny. I just left them one size. And because of the wooden dowel, they have a little bit more weight in order to swing them. I don't like them when they're too light. And then again, after I taped them with the Gorilla duct tape, I dipped them several times in the rubber. And this is the pair that I actually basically enjoy using every day, just to warm up on my nunchucku skills, because 5 surgeries on my shoulder, this arm does not work as good as it used to. And I'll see what I can do with those later. Now, the best pair And if you want a pair for yourself, again, if you want a pair from Fist of Fury, Chinese Connection, Return of the Dragon, Way of the Dragon, or Enter the Dragon, and Game of Death, wait, scratch that. I don't know if he makes them from Chinese Connection, so I'm sorry. Return of the Dragon, Enter the Dragon, Game of Death. James O'Connor, I'll have all his information in my description, and where you could email him, and you could pay through PayPal. He sells them $125 a pair. If you buy more than one pair or one set of nunchaku, it's $110. My suggestion is get one of each. Get Return of the Dragon, Enter the Dragon, Game of Death, and have them. And the way to really go is get two pairs of Return of the Dragon, Return of the Way of the Dragon, one pair of Enter the Dragon, and one pair of Game of Death. This way you have exactly what was used in the movies. Now, his nunchakus are probably the best replica made. So these are PVC wrapped in foam. You can see they're contoured. He has the exact kind of links with the chain, the jack chain, the metal going around it, the 9 links. Oh, not 9 links. 9 links are on the Enter the Dragon with the clips. These don't have the clips. And you can see they're rounded at the end. His wife, Deborah, I'm getting ahead of myself. He uses the leather, just like Bruce Lee did, to cover the padding, because they were basically stunt, props for the movie. So if he hits someone, he's not really going to hurt him. And his wife, Deborah, sews the leather. You can see the seam. Then once he gets them on, she sews the end, which now I could see in the movies as he's holding them. He's got them like this. You could see that it's stitched. And then she stitches the end around where the chain is attached. So yeah, these are leather wrapped. Then he uses shoe dye to really put a shine on it. And he copied it. He broke the code. And I said it in my other 2 videos, which I'm deleting, by the way, because I just don't like the way they came out. And yeah, so this is the first pair I bought from him. And he's in Connecticut. And I'm glad it was like $10 to $15 for shipping. And I'm glad I did, because these really are like the true replica of the Bruce Lee nunchaku from his movies. So yeah, I was just thinking, he said that the yellow ones from the Game of Death, I think he said he uses a vinyl. He could probably use the leather and just paint it, yellow, and then maybe clear coat it. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know really how he makes the Game of Death ones, but he did say, I think he said he uses a vinyl wrap on them. But yeah, these things are sweet. They resemble the movie perfectly, and they're way better than mine, no doubt about it. And again, I'm only making mine for fun. He makes his. He started, I think, because he just wanted a copy, a pair that resembles Bruce Lee's. Then he made them so good. There was a guy, Charles something, that has a video. I'll put that link in the description as well, where he's in his basement showing you how he actually makes them. And it's just amazing. So yeah, let me pause it and I'll go into the garage and we'll take it from there. So all right, so these are the clips that I use. Again, thanks to James. This is the chain. I can only find this with these links, this size links in Ace Hardware. These are the washers I use. I use this to measure, to put get the center on the dowel. I used a smaller pair on the ones I showed you, but this is what I used going through the top of the PVC cap, and then I glued it. These are the quick clips. These are 1 3/8. I do believe the size. So that's what you see. So many bags that I have. Yeah, this is the tape I use. I get that from Dollar Tree. That's the yellow paint I use for the Game of Death. Electrical tape. This is the fishing line. I've yet to find a pair of push-in thumbtacks, the kind that don't have that little handle on it. What I do with this, I measure 24. I tie a knot in the middle, and I glue them in the bottom of the nunchucku, so when you swing them around, you get that sound. There's the wire that I use, that I put around the end of the jack chain, which I didn't show you, which is there. Yeah. This is the rubber tape that I use. I got from Amazon. You can see the other one on the bottom. So you get 2 rolls for 12 bucks. This is the black paint that I use to paint them. I just grabbed another can. This is the clear coat that I used. That was the flex trim that I used for the first pair and never used them again. There's the man that started it all. I can't tell you how old that picture is inside that frame. This is the PVC tubing that I use right here. So this is, I'll take this here and I'll use the cap. I paint it black in advance. I drill a hole small enough so that when I screw that eye hook through, it's actually threads. And then I put the nut on it, and then I cover it with glue and let that dry. And then what I do is I put it on the end, I glue it, and then I drill a hole on each side and put little screws in just to make sure it does not come apart at all. So these are different sizes. This is like I said, see what I mean? This is when I first just tried to use the big fat drill bit, and you could see it's off center. So this was like my practice stick for dipping to get it right, because you got to do it just right to get it. This is another kind of hose I'm working with. It's a more sturdier tube that I'm going to make a pair out of, that I'm just going to leave when I'm done with it and just put some kind of cover over the end of it. And these are the other bigger PVC that I got, but I don't recall ever using a pair of those yet. Moving over to here, this is how I do the dipping. So I've gone through about 5 cans of this. This is the rubber dipping. It's called plastic dip. I get this from Home Depot for $10.59. It's supposed to come with these plastic caps. The cans that I bought from Home Depot came with the plastic caps. When I went back there, when they had to reorder these, all of them didn't have the plastic, covers to keep it, because you don't want it to dry out. And that's the PVC tubing that I use. You could see I glued the bottom on with PVC glue. That's what that blue color is. The top is removable. And it's trial and error on, getting the levels right, where you have to fill it and then dip it where it comes up to the top. And I like it to cover over the top of the baton, where it's actually covering, or touching where the eye hook or the chain is coming through. I wrap that with electrical tape when I'm dipping it, and when I'm painting it and clear coating it and everything else, so that I don't have a problem with it. So yeah, that's how I do that. And I'll take these here hangers, and of course they're all stuck together. I hang them on my punching bag, and I'll hang the nunchucku over that as I'm doing the dip. I use this little paint doodad to dip them down all the way. Where am I at? I don't even see it. Here we go. Dip it down all the way in the tube to make sure that it's going all the way down, and starting to cover the top of it. So let me pull the, let me pause this and see if I can pull the cars out. All right, that's just my car running in the driveway. So let me see if I can here we go. And there you have it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and better tomorrow. By the way, these are the balls that I use. This is the tool that I use to cut them in half. I didn't get it on camera, sorry. But that's how I do it. Then I glue these to the end.